really what I hear you asking about is evolution itself and how the evolutionary forces work within us. And the polarity point of Pluto, let's start there. The polarity point of Pluto will correlate to the core intention of the soul coming into a given life. And the natal position of Pluto correlates, for most of us, to the sources of what I call the sources of our deepest sense of unconscious security, which is different than the moon. It's our conscious sense of security. And so then we can ask the question, why do we have this correlation with unconscious security? Because if you look at that logically, that becomes a causative factor for compulsion, or repetitive experience, or resistance to growth. So we have to then ask the question, how did that come to be? Why is it that way? And that's the essence of the soul, in the sense of prior life experiences bringing us up to the current life. And it's a combination of that totality of experience that correlates to what we can call familiarity. It's a known quantity. And because it's a known quantity, it's disconnected with the sense of security, unconsciously speaking. And that of itself creates resistance to growth. And if we just stayed right there, we would never grow, we would never evolve. And this is why we have, obviously, a polarity point, our first step in evolution in each given life. Now, this is what my daughter was trying to present yesterday in terms of the 4 ways that the soul will effect its evolutionary intentions. So, for souls that make conscious choice, because Pluto correlates, as does Scorpio in 8th house, to choice making. It also correlates with what we can call free will. And of course, ultimately, Pluto, soul, correlates to desire. That's what evolution is about, the function of desire. We have 2 types, separating, to separate from God, to return to God. And it's that progressive elimination. But that's the causative factor for free choice. And so if a soul makes choice, conscious choice, to embrace the polarity point, then we're going to have evolution. And we're going to have generally speaking, a uniform type of evolution. It does not demand cataclysm. Conversely, if we choose to resist making those choices because of the unconscious security equation, relative to what is evolutionary necessary, evolutionary necessity, at some point that resistance, because of that necessity, will equal a cataclysmic event in order to enforce evolution. That's basically how all of us come into life. So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but that's what I heard you asking. Huh?
Can I keep asking?
You sure can.
Okay.